Hello and welcome, subscribers. Thank you all very much for joining me on today's video. We're going to be looking at the precious metals market. I've also included an article I came across in relation to platinum. Platinum's exploded to the upside, so it's currently up about $25 an ounce currently at the moment, which is fantastic. I've always said this many months ago, if you guys check things out. That platinum was due for some sort of explosion to the upside. So it's great to actually see it finally work out. So as we can see here, we've got a very strong positive candle straight up. So the high for the day for platinum was about $923 an ounce, which is massive. If you look at these arrows, which are left from the previous video, I'd stated these are our resistance areas. There's our support level. There's our bigger, larger, more long-term resistance level at 950. We had a resistance level about 900. We had about 902 over there, and then we've also had these resistance areas here about 910, and of course we broke the 920. Currently at 923 was the high before it's retreated back a bit. However, we're back into this old support zone, which was resistance previously. So once we break through that, it then becomes support. You'll see if I bring this to the 4 hour, you'll see exactly what I mean. There you go. So on the 4 hour, you got a very strong candle, positive candle heading straight up. You've got multiple levels of resistance broken. We just made enough there to create the next candle on this top level here of resistance, previous resistance, now new support. Also, we're starting to make a higher high level. You can see here first the reaction rally to that drop there, up, down, a further higher high, as you can see. So we're starting to make multiple higher highs now for platinum, which is great. So that's what I want to see in regards to positive movements moving forward. Today there's been a bit of in the last 4 hours there's a bit of an adjustment to the downside. This is the new candle. We'll have to see if this support zone holds. It certainly looks like it's trying to break down further, but it's been rejected at this level here. So this support level is kicking in currently at the moment. Bigfoot, Silver Hide and Seeker, how you doing? We got 6 in there. We got 6 people listening. Great to have you here. Please hit the like button and comment as well. Always, it'd be fantastic if you guys have any questions. You're more than welcome to drop them there. We'll also be looking at Bitcoin as well, and we're going to take a look at the reason why platinum has exploded to this sort of level. But that support now is going to move. This is our support zone here. We're going to back on the daily now, and we're going to move that support zone. So looking at platinum on the daily, you can see here, there's our price there. Big, nice movement to the upside. So for any of those holding platinum at the minute, congratulations. You've done fairly well today for platinum, considering it's been underperforming. But it's great to see that sort of movement to the upside. Hopefully it'll be the way things are going to move, hopefully from this month and into next year. Right, so here we go. Let's look at these levels here. Okay, so there's our new low on really major support level down there we're going to get rid of. We're way above these levels now currently at the moment, so that will remain because that is a support level now. So about $900 an ounce is our support level. There's our resistance, and this is our resistance level currently at the moment, which coincides with some various areas. So I'm going to go through them now. The reason why this would be a resistance area is because there was a sell-off in this area here. You've also got multiple support areas on the way to the upside, which would explain these movements to the upside. So as much as you've got resistance, you've also got support in this area. So it explains that would be a technical resistance level at $922 an ounce. This will definitely be a good area of support, currently at $896. There's $200 or even $900, and even this area here would be of particular interest moving forward. However, our ascending resistance line looks very good currently at the minute for platinum. So with this bit of news coming out today, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more upward movement now for platinum. We're going to take a look at that. Where did the demand come from, says Jody. Hey, Jody, how you doing? It's good to see you as always. Mr. Dave, evening, boys and girls. And then we've also got AU Current says, hi, everyone, buying gold in case Corbin does better than expected. Hello all. Hey, Mark B, how you doing? It's good to see you. Right, we're going to go over to this article now, and we're going to take a look and see where the demand is coming from. Right, okay, so there we go. This is Economic Times. That's a big enough and more Economic Time market. It says price preference raise platinum demand by 30%, guys. 30% is massive. So here we go. We got Cole up and up, supposed to be Kolkata, but anyway, it says Kolkata. It says India's platinum import is likely to increase by a quarter this year, touching 7.5 tons. Obviously, this is published today, the 11th of November, 2019. Industry executives say that demand for platinum has increased 30% due to price affordability and preference for the white metal amongst millennials. Now, I've said this previously in relation to it has similar signatures to palladium, and I'm going to include the link to that live stream I did where I went through the uses of platinum and the potential upward trend for next year moving ahead. So I will include that in the eye. So once this video is uploaded, it will be there for you to have a look at. Otherwise, you're welcome to check out my library. It says in 2018, India had imported 6 tons of platinum. Demand for the metal for jewelry has increased significantly. Imports will go up by 25% this year in comparison to 2018, said the senior industry executive. Millennials are choosing platinum over gold because of the former matte finish affordability and the ability to hold diamond-studded intricate designs. Retailers say that platinum jewelry has recorded 30% growth over the last year compared to 10% decline in gold jewelry over the last year. Platinum has become cheaper by a third against gold, helping the white metal attract young consumers. While platinum is available in the market, obviously that's the India rupees. Gold, on the other hand, obviously there's quite a significant difference there. Reasons for rising popularity: price affordability, preference of younger consumers. Working women prefer platinum jewelry. Wow, that's interesting. Platinum prices have soared in recent years due to lower demand of diesel engines, which are platinum dependent on catalytic converters. Demand is rising for petrol engines, which are more palladium and rhodium dependent. This has impacted platinum prices, as the metal is in excess supply due to lesser industrial demand. Platinum jewelry is not very new phenomenon in India, but the metal has picked up well. We'll witness a 30% growth this year compared to last year. Working women in particular like platinum jewelry. Platinum has become a popular amongst the younger generation as well, that have seen diamond-studded platinum items in the range of 10,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees being picked by them. Platinum is a rare metal. Around 72% of the annual production of about 190 tons comes from South African mines and 8% from Zimbabwe, including recycled metal. Total annual supply in 2018 was 8 million ounces. Platinum production is expected to rise to 8.3 ounces in the current year. So looks like there's a small surplus. All right, so there you go. Quite an interesting one there. This was there's another one here. Metals Energy, how others may trade. This is published on the 10th of December. Energy and base metal packs were subdued on Tuesday amid uncertainty over a dragging US-China trade deal. Traders are awaiting a decision on another round of US tariffs on Chinese goods that may come into effect. We got base metals energy. I'm just going to check everybody is okay there. Let's have a look through and see where we are. Silver Wolverine, USMCA trade deals agreed upon, I guess, but Pelosi is taking credit for it. She is a scammer. Thanks, Silver Wolverine. Mr. Dave says, don't forget to touchy-feely the like button. Thank you very much. Christian says, good evening, Limey. How you doing, Christian? Good to see you. If those students actually bother to vote, Labour could get in. More than likely, I think, I suppose. Bullion counter may trade sideways. I'm going to try and see if we got something a bit more as well. It's going to take us back. We're going to go and have a look at silver now, everybody. So let's look at see how silver's kind of flat at the moment. these are the previous arrows from the previous live stream there I did on Friday. We can see there's our resistance areas. Support level is in this area currently at the moment, which is the 200 EMA average. So we're sitting right on that line at the moment. Just hope we don't break down for this level, because it's going to be pretty harsh, I think, in relation to it. We could see ourselves going down to about 1640, if maybe even 1630 if we go down any further. Otherwise, we're going to be heading down to about $16 an ounce. So we'll have to keep an eye on these on the precious metal silver. Let's have a quick look and see what else there is. Right, so silver currently priced at $16.64 per ounce, which is about 5 cents up currently in the minute. So nowhere near the sort of platinum explosion that we've seen. But we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out. Mr. Dave says, I think I'll pick up a few coins from the germanium mint when they're released. Good choice, I think. If you guys missed my live stream this morning, I just live streamed for about 28 minutes or so. Just showcase their 2020 Germania coins. They're going to be releasing a 1 kilo silver coin. Wow, that's going to be something. Still waiting on my enhanced reverse proof from NGC. Hopefully NGC do not disappoint. Man, I think Silver Wolverine, even if you get a 69, my friend, I think you'll do well out of that. The youth is wasted on the Green Party, so brainwashed. Yeah, I'm sure if the Greens got in, man, I tell you what, there'd be all kinds of taxes coming in. And there is actually very little on the planet compared to gold. Jody, I agree. Says, are you current? Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker says, it's all good. I like buying the broken. Right, I'm going to try and see if we can get some more news here. Nice. Okay, so I'm not really going to go on. Well, we're not really going to look at the 4 hour at the minute, because there's really not much going on here. We're up 5 cents. There's not really much to talk, but I tell you what, let's just have a look and see what the 4 hour is looking like. What is trade looking like on the 4 hour? It's kind of flat, guys. There you go. Although we're slowly starting to creep up. You know, the higher lows are coming in, not necessarily the higher highs, but it certainly is. We're sort of creeping sort of sideways here. We'll have to see. We've still got multiple resistance levels here to get up through. It's a very hard road for silver currently at the moment. There's silver on the daily there. We can see it here. There's our major resistance level, 1717. If we are going to start to head up, then basically our next resistance area is this area right here, 1674, followed by 1682, 1692, and the big 17. Those are all multiple resistance levels there. If we drop, though, more than likely this area here is acting like support currently. So if there is a drop, we could see ourselves go down as low as 1640 to the downside. Looking at this here, that certainly looks like the most logical kind of position, 1648, 1640. So just keep that in mind. But in the short term, if we're hopefully we'll be heading up in the right direction here. We still got multiple resistance levels. We've got the 100 EMA, the 20 EMA over here in the yellow, and we've also got the 50 EMA there. So yeah, very hard work ahead there for silver. I want to leave these like this, so hopefully they pan out, and then we'll take a look on Friday. Let's have a look. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker says, right about now, I think I will zag when everyone else is zigging and then sell on platinum. I suppose if you bought, I mean, guys, we're going to take another look at platinum in a sec here. It wasn't long ago when I started tracking platinum, that I think it was about mid-August, that I put this line in place. I mean, check this support line out. all the way up here. It acted like support for a while, and then we broke down from there, and then we're back in this line here, which is pretty much in place since, I'm not kidding, it's probably about July. I mean, it could be up by the latest there, probably mid-August, I think, is probably when I started tracking this line, probably to most logical, looking at the support areas here. But, I mean, imagine if you'd bought at this level here. Look at that, $794 an ounce. That probably would have netted you a good $100 an ounce for platinum currently at the moment. Sure, the payoff would have been quite small, but $100 is still $100. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see how things pan out here. Right, let's have a look. Silver Wolverine says, when is there going to be a no-deal Brexit vote? Well, the vote is on Thursday, so I'm sure there'll be a reaction to basically from the markets on Thursday. The Brits are going to the polls. Brexit will, well, I wouldn't say Brexit is being voted, but essentially a general election is on Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out, Silver Wolverine. Mr. Dave says, I think after Christmas when they let the seasonal staff go, precious metals will climb again. Yeah, look, I mean, in the new year, if I look at, you know, we always tend to do well in Jan. Hopefully, I think towards the end, if I remember correctly from last year, I think we sort of picked up towards the later part of this month. So we'll have to see how it goes. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seek says Brexit needs to just fade from grey to black. That's a bloodsucker leech on my spirit. I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Funny if I was just like looking, and it's just like sapping the news at the moment is everything about Brexit. It's just so draining. Christian says, buy platinum if you can. Well, you would have missed out on a good opportunity to get in there and score $25 if you'd bought, just waiting for that pump. But I mean, if you guys look at the previous video, sorry guys, give me a minute here. Just close the. I'll bring the platinum. Right here. Silver at 1665. We're going to move on to gold actually. So we'll move on to gold. We'll come back to platinum in a sec. Gold as well has been a bit slow. There hasn't been much activity in regards to the way gold's performing at the minute. I've left the details in the description for the Royal Mint giveaway. That's still in place. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. There's only a couple of days left. In fact, what I might do is I'm going to put that on the screen so you guys can check it quickly. Head over to the Royal Mint website. You can register there, and you'll have a chance of winning. I think it's the Britannia they're giving away this year. I've got the link in the description there. You can just open it up. That's this week's site. Let me scroll down. There you go. So this is when it all started. These, all you have to do is click on the image. I think it's basically your email, some information, name and email. That's what they're giving away is the Britannia. Not this week, today. There it is. A classic design struck in 1 ounce. I'm going to be giving away the latest incarnation of an icon. Today's lucky winner will also receive Beast Unicorn Silver Sterling Lapel Pin, the Royal Mint Experience Family Ticket, Game of Thrones. Stuff here. This is pretty good. George VI, half Anna, the Paddington, the Snowman, and the Mouse. Silver. Good job. You guys are better head round then, because literally you might just be drawn. You might be getting that email from the Royal Mint. Just look at all that list of stuff you can win. Literally just by. That's all you need. First name, surname, email. Are you happy with the Royal Mint to come to you by email? That's it. Job done. There's only a couple of days left. Why miss out? Right. So I'm just going to bring up the platinum chart again now. Okay, so gold very much, this chart looks very similar to silver currently at the minute. Unfortunately, what we are seeing is that we still haven't been able to break out above the 100 EMA average. You can see it attempted, and immediately there was a rejection at that level. I'll put these arrows in from the previous live stream, and I'm pretty sure you can see there's our resistance level there. So on approach, we were rejected at that line, which was the 20 EMA line, straight back down. Unfortunately, we're just under this average here, which is pretty much lines in with this support level, or resistance level, beg your pardon, because that would have been the previous support there from Friday. So we've been rejected here, we've been rejected there, we've been rejected here, and then our support line is still holding there. There's still the 200-day moving average, which is 1440, sorry, 1420. So if we see ourselves going that low, however, more than likely we're going to see this area kick in. This is the next support area after that. So there you go. That's about $1,450 an ounce there. That would be our sort of low support level currently. So that support level's holding. There's our resistance areas. There we can see 1480. Then we've got 1470. And there's our resistance area, 1465. Gold, $1,463 an ounce. We got a few more people in here. Silver Junkie, how are you keeping, man? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Trump won't be impeached, even if the Dems go ahead and vote for impeachment. Nothing will ever happen. I think that's another good waste of public funds, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't even live in the US. I just think that they're just wasting time. It's like they're people need to get paid for doing something, and of course they organize something like that. I just think it's such a waste of public funds. Sunil Kumar says tomorrow gold position. Thank you very much for your comment. Blended Whiskey says hello, Silver Limey 79. How you doing, Blended? It's good to see you. Then we've got impeachment. Don't mean squat. Slick Willie will be impeached. Was impeached and still riding off onto the sunsets. That's a great comment. Mr. Dave says Heartbeat is on its ITV3. Just in case those that aren't familiar with Heartbeats, it's a soap. It's a soapy in the UK. There's another great comment, Mr. Dave. Blended Whiskey saying hello to everyone there. So I'm just waiting for this damn platinum page to finally refresh here. Jeez, it's taking forever. There we go. We might be seeing some light at the end of the tunnel here. Is it? Yep, there we go. Okay, finally, and we're almost there, guys. Right, so there's our resistance levels, and these are our support levels currently in place. As long as these hold, we should be okay in which area here. So what's that? 1450 and 1480. Now the 1480 area is going to be heavy resistance, and that's mainly been, I've left that arrow there for the particular reason. So it's not going to be an easy resistance level to get above. But we'll keep an eye on gold. We're going to just go into the 4 hour quickly just to see if there's any change in that level. Nope. Resistance levels currently in the moment. So you can see here we try to break out. Rejection kicked in. So we're not expecting moves to the upside anytime soon. So just be aware of that. Kick the folks. Kick the folks. Like button says Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeking, man. I love it. Let's take a look at Palladium while we're here. Right? Has anyone actually considered getting into Palladium? I suppose not at these prices, but another green day for Palladium at the moment. Nice, good good move as well. If you look at today, that candle looks pretty interesting. There's our, it literally broke the $1,900 level. Let's have a look here. Our high there, 1,903 was the high for the day. Good, strong momentum, good demand for palladium. There's not much supply at the moment, so prices are going to continue. If you guys saw Salivate Metals post as well, he said this metal's going to reach 2,000. More than likely, just looking at this momentum, just look at it. I mean, it just doesn't want to give up and keeps moving. Definitely a metal to watch as far as I'm concerned. $1,896 an ounce for palladium. Just waiting for platinum to refresh here. Mr. Dave says, if only I could bottle Irish sense of humor and sell it, it would keep precious metals. I had to approve that, Mr. Dave, says Jody. Then we got AU Current says, I'm off to dinner. Take care, everyone. Thanks very much for dropping in. Always a pleasure. Jody says, eat. Eat. Oh, man. Right, hopefully we're getting there. Right, I'm going to change over in the meantime. So let's get this platinum chart up. There is nothing wrong with your television set. Look, come on, let's do it. Damn, it's slow. Sorry, guys. It's just, I don't know if it's their servers or what, but I mean, the page has been last minute or two. Let me know you there. Mr. Dave says, I'm Hurl. Jody. What made you even think that, Mr. Dave? It's because clearly it's just not, it's taken ages. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to try and reload it there and we'll see if we can get back in. Let's have a look. I want to put up, we'll move on to Bitcoin while we're waiting for this platinum chart to actually move up. Right, Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Obviously, I've kept the arrows in place from the previous live stream. So there's our support areas. Obviously, our support area here is broken. And that's mainly due to that area there. So it looked like we're maintaining it, as you can see it here. However, the 20 moving averages has been too much, and that's where the decline has come through. It's trying to break out again and has been rejected, and we're slowly starting to see a gradual retracement back to this level here, which is a area of support. What we could see is a move back to about back to 7,000. So just be wary of that. That would also coincide with this area of support right here, because we've got good buying in this area. There's also buying in this area here, so this could well prove to be right, that we could see ourselves going back to about 7,000. There's been a fair amount of reactions in regards to the way Bitcoin's moving. A lot of people expecting there could be a big move, more than likely on the cards. What I tend to also look at is volume. We can see volume here is pretty low. So the volume currently is looking pretty low. Whenever we see low volume, guys, that's when we tend to see these big moves. Even if you have a look at this area here, this translucent bar, what do we see? Low volume, low volume, low volume, bang, and then off to the downside. Even if you were to have a look at this level here, same thing. Low volume here, bang, big sell-off. And then volume tends to be okay, and then we get that big spike. Obviously, that was mainly due to China, their statement on blockchain. And then the market's corrected, and then we're back down to these levels. And then what happened? We went back low volume. So more than likely, it's going to be repeated. Currently, at the moment, these resistance levels are just way too strong for Bitcoin currently at the moment to want to head up to the upside. I know a lot of people saying that the bottom's in. Is the bottom in? I'm still waiting. For me, there's got to be some form of capitulation. If you look at when we were getting into this market, that was what, back in May or something like that. We go all the way back down here. That's what I want to see. I want to see this big capitulation down here. Sorry, this thing seems to be scrolling down. Okay. Okay, it does want to play ball here. That's interesting. But yeah, this is the big capitulation level that I want to see. Is this, consolidation period, moving to the upside, and then the movement to the downside. Oh, guys. There you go. That's what I want to see. Big moves like that down to the downside. I don't think we've quite seen that yet. That was to be expected. So more than likely, that's what I want to see before I get back into this market. I want to see if platinum is ready for us here. Mr. Dave says, bleeding dial-up. I know I'm struggling here, guys, with the internet here. We live out in the countryside here, so the internet signal isn't that great, and we've got to run off a wireless signal because there's no access to broadband on the site that we have. Set up a Go and Fund Me page so I can get broadband internet, or is it just the case that you're still waiting on a national rollout? Mr. Dave, you read my mind, bud. Jody, thumbs up. I don't even think people even know what broadband is here, to be honest, Mr. Dave. That's like a super futuristic word, especially here in the countryside. I think they just call it internet. Jody says he's on dial-up satellites from one field in Ireland. He lives in the back arse of nowhere. The government decided to build a major bypass. He's still on the candle. And you guys crack me up. Mr. Dave having a good laugh. Hoping for oil by 2021. Jody, electricity. Guys, it doesn't even have a Jax in his gaff. Now that I do have. Oh, jeez, you guys are funny. Let's see, still not. Oh, hang on. It looked like it was. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so that's the capitulation I'm waiting for. And then we've got to build back up to the upside. That I haven't seen yet. So that's why I think there's still more movement to the downside before we start to see any sort of moves to the upside. Right. Okay. Unfortunately, guys, I'm just really struggling here to open up this chart for platinum. I'm pretty much stuck here at the minute. It won't allow me to bring it up. I'm going to try another time here, see if I can get this page up. Mr. Dave says, you can only imagine the coat hanger in the back of the telly. You can't even get a signal with that, like that, bud. He's on wind-up internet. Well, you are winding me up as well. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at the 4-hour here. Wow, this is really bad, guys. Sorry. All right, there we go. So there's our 4-hour. Sorry, it's going to see if platinum's going to. Okay, it's refreshing. Let's see if we can get it up. Right, so Bitcoin currently priced at $7,200 per token of Bitcoin. Again, the 4 hour does. We do see quite a bit of selling off today. That explains the sort of movement. But volume pretty low, really. So we're going to have to wait and see how the next few days pan out. DB Stupid, man, how you doing? He says, good morning, folks. Good evening from my side. He says, by the time this finishes, it might be. Jody, jeez, come on, man. You're winding me up too much. Anybody notice the chatter on liquidity issues in banking at the year end is now trending? Wow, repo quarter 4. I need to check that out. Thanks, Stupid. This is what happens when you have more than 2 caravans on a site. Come on, jeez, Mr. Dave. Guys. Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to show you now. So, fortunately, I can't bring up the chart. Just won't do it. So this is what I have that you can. Right, there's our platinum chart. You guys will have to scroll back there. But what I meant to say was, when we're looking at this chart here, I'd stated that there were multiple resistance areas that could be broken. Or at least that would have been great to have seen that big movement up, and that's exactly what happened today. So for platinum there, it's broken through multiple resistance levels, and we're above this current resistance level as well, which is great. Then on the 4-hour candle, we've managed to create support, which is great. So this particular area here is holding nicely at $920 an ounce. Also, if you have a look, we're on an upward trend cycle. So this is back from this price here, 791, and we're slowly making our way back up again, despite this sort of movement here and then back down again. So regardless, we're still on a nice, good upward trend. If you look at back here when we started, this was back in May. $919 an ounce for platinum, guys. We're taking the person he's seriously about it. He's serious about it, says Jody. Guys, come out, John. I want to fight you. I'll fight you for an ounce of silver and 100 quid. I love it. Just picked up another 60 ounces of kookaburras. What do you think of those 2020 kookaburras? I mean, I quite like the design on them. I presume there's probably a proof version available, but the proof would be quite sweet. Those will be old once this goes up on YouTube, says Jody. But great 60 ounces of kookaburras. What do you plan to do with them then? You're just holding those, Mr. Dave? Let me know. Be interesting. I'm just going to try and see if there's any more news here before we finish up. Platinum. Well, record blackouts. Jody says, let's have a look. Those will be old. Yeah, there we go. And then Jody states that someone put 10p in the someone put 10p in the horse. I accept euros here, buddy. There's no such thing as 10p here in the Republic. I'm just trying to see here. Platinum demand for the ultimate deal. Let's have a look. This is an article I just came across here. We'll just see if we can bring it up. Then we can go through it. Precious metals, golden year to continue, it says. This is by ING. This is published on the 10th of December. Precious metals, golden year to continue. Demand for gold as a safe haven is likely to remain strong in 2020, but lackluster physical demand could cap gains. Palladium continues to outperform, and while we are rising substitution risks, there's little evidence of widespread demand destruction. The market remains focused on a deficit environment. Palladium's near sorrow and distance. So gold safe haven, it says in 2019, has been a golden year for precious metals as escalated trade disputes created a risk-averse environment among investors and demand for safe haven assets increased. We expect the trend to continue in 2020 as most issues are still unresolved, even though the US and China have been making efforts to prevent the situation from getting worse. Increased prices may continue to weigh on physical gold demand, especially in the emerging market economies, including China and India. A stronger US dollar and higher import duties continue to add pressure on consumers here. For platinum group metals, stronger demand from the automobile sector pushed palladium to record highs. However, the platinum-palladium ratio of around 0.4 increase risk of substitution. Increased prices may continue to weigh on physical demand, gold demand. The total known ETF holdings of gold increased by 9.8 million ounces in 2019 as investors poured more money into safe haven assets. The escalated trade war and those associated multiple tariff hikes during the year created a risk aversion environment amongst investors. Falling Fed rates in the US and negative interest rates in Europe further supported the higher inflow of investment money into the precious metals rather than chasing treasuries. Physical demand for gold took a knock in 2H19 as price-sensitive China and Indian gold demand dropped, and the trend is likely to be similar in 2020, where the economic slowdown should keep disposable income under pressure. Right, so I'm going to come and I'll check the chatter in a minute there. Let's have a look and see the platinum palladium ratio. The palladium market balance is platinum palladium. So if we have a look here, it says palladium has been the best performer in the commodities market with a gain of 40% in 2019. A key pillar behind palladium's stellar performance over recent years has been the persistent supply deficit, and this has widened further. We don't imagine that it's going to change in much of 2020, and we'll continue to see a sizable supply deficit. So there you go. They expect to see that deficit in palladium definitely extend. Could mean that there could be some decent money to be made there at platinum with these prices. The nature of palladium supply is that it's most likely to come by a byproduct from platinum and nickel mines, leaving that supply more elastic compared to the volatile demand picture. In recent years, despite the price strength, both primary production and recycling growth has remained fairly stable. However, the demand picture has been more volatile, and more than 80% of palladium goes towards catalytic converters, which has been a key driver behind stronger demand growth. China and Europe have seen the strongest demand here. The bullish fundamental picture for palladium has increased speculative interest in the metal. And looking at the CFTC data, we think speculators still have room to add to their positions. However, the momentum may come under risk in 2020 as platinum palladium ratios increase to a record low of around 0.4. And some of palladium's demand could be switched to platinum for gasoline vehicles. I've mentioned this previously in relation to that article I was referring to, which I will put in the eye in the corner, should you be interested in looking at it. However, longer term, we may see growing concerns over demand destruction should the higher prices lead to a substitution becoming a reality. If this turns out to be the case, we could suggest downward pressure on prices in the longer term. Now, guys, I have speculated on this. On previous videos, I've stated that the fundamentals of both platinum and palladium are very much alike, and they can be used. Will the car manufacturers move to platinum because it's much cheaper than palladium currently at the moment, and then which may put pressure on the palladium price? If I had money right now, I can tell you one thing: I'll be putting it into platinum versus palladium at these prices here. Anyway, thought we could end with that. I'll just check the chat here. Mr. Dave, he says, lol, I think a bit of pee came out, he says. Jody says, you or the horse? Me. Just draw the cart by hand, will be quicker. Mr. Dave says, 2 10-ounce and 41 ounces. Wow. Okay, very nice indeed. No such thing as a republic. So what are you going to call it? A renegade province or something, are you, Mr. Dave? It's an island. It's my island, says Mr. Dave. Good afternoon, Silverlime. Popping in. Thumbs up and show support. Have a great day. Thanks very much, Hoovers, Corgis, and Coin. I've seen you in the feed there. Thanks very much for dropping in. Always appreciated. Ref asleep. What's that? Reg. Right, guys, I'm out of here. This conversation's clearly going one way. Thanks for watching, everybody. And thanks for watching. And see you on Friday. Last stream for December is going to be next week Friday. So just make sure you're aware of that. Next week Friday will be the last live stream. Always an absolute pleasure. I'll do some shout outs in a sec. We've got a lot of Jodys here. There's multiple Jodys coming up here. We've got Hoovers, Corgis, and Coin. We've got Mr. Dave, multiple Mr. Daves by the looks of things. We've got DB Stupid here as well. He dropped in to say hello. And let's have a look. More Jodys and Daves. AU Current and Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker with some great comments there. Blended Whiskey as well dropped in. AU Currents. Good to see you as well. Sunil Kumar and Silver Junkie. Guys, that's all I have time for you. Thanks so very much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. And don't forget to check out that Platinum live stream I did. Very interesting news indeed if you're thinking of getting into precious metal. There's lots of news out there. Do your own research, know what you're getting into, and only invest money you're prepared to lose. That's the best I can suggest anyone getting into this market. Mr. Dave, he says, love you. Cheers, buddy. And I'll see you guys on the next one.